Field hospitals as COVID keeps surging, and 6 people have been charged in a plot to kidnap Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
And later, Adam Diaz will have your weather for the weekend, and Max Stevens will have your sports update. Hi, I'm Nate Jacobs.
And I'm Scott Minshaw. Welcome to Public Eye News. For the past few years, residents of Marquette have been taking detours and avoiding the seemingly never-ending roadwork at Lakeshore Boulevard. As of this week, that roadwork is no more. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held, and the project, which would move the road 300 feet back from Lakes Pier, has been officially completed. Mike Angeli, the Marquette city manager, said, quote, "We have finally gotten to the point where we've completed the movement of Lakeshore Boulevard inland away from the shoreline where it was being systematically destroyed by the lake," unquote. This is just the first phase of the project that in total will cost more than $12 million and will be completed over multiple phases. High school seniors all around the Upper Peninsula have a chance to win some money thanks to the Northern Michigan University's Center for Rural Health. The center is hosting an NSA competition for any and all Upper Peninsula seniors. Elise Burr, director of the NMU Center for Rural Health, says seniors hoping to enter the contest must write a 500-word paper on 2 preventative health barriers in their area and 2 solutions to help. Burr said, quote, "This is the first year we've done it. This is the first year that the Center of Rural Health at Northern Michigan University has been in existence. So we kind of wanted to start off the center development with a bang and try to pull the region together. So this is one of the first initiatives that we're doing," unquote.
6 men have been charged with conspiracy to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The plot that included talking to the Michigan militia was released earlier this Thursday morning. The FBI has been aware of the situation since early 2020 after finding information on social media. Perpetrators have already twice surveyed Whitmer's vacation home and had plans to take her to a secure place in Wisconsin. Although the investigation is still ongoing, the 6 people already charged include Adam Fox, Barry Croft, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, Daniel Harris, and Brandon Caserta. And Marquette Mountain Ski Area has recently issued new COVID measures for the upcoming season. The new protocols include social distancing on the hill and chairlifts, as well as mandated mask policies. John Keating, the ski area's assistant manager, claims they will still follow state and federal policies and be vigilant in making sure people are following the rules. Marquette Mountain is scheduled to open on November 27th, give or take a week, depending on the weather.
The Michigan Department of Natural Resources and other organizations all across Michigan are taking new initiatives in order to spread awareness about the Upper Peninsula's Native American roots. Rest stops, history centers, and all types of state-run museums around the Upper Peninsula, which are run by the Michigan Historical Commission, will begin to change markers and text to include Native American history and stories. The commission chairman, Brian Egan, said, quote, "This is an important effort and will take several years, but it'll enrich how we in Michigan think about our heritage and perhaps our future," unquote. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has announced a $12.7 million project today with the goal of bringing high-speed and broadband internet access to everyone across the state of Michigan. When asked about the project, Whitmer said, quote, "In today's society, the fastest way to create an even playing field for all is access to high-speed internet. These broadband internet projects, along with additional infrastructure initiatives we are undertaking, will provide underserved communities in Michigan with high-speed internet service. This critical service is no longer a luxury, but is a necessity that allows every Michigander to get a quality education and to compete in the global economy," unquote. Currently, there are over 1 million Michigan households without access to the internet. This project hopes to provide most, if not all, of these households with a stable internet connection. After this break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. This week on UTR, we drive to Dearborn for sweet Middle Eastern treats, a city hall that's all about the art, and a tasty burger that'll have you back for more. Then we'll blow your mind with some hot glass and take a factory tour you can't afford to miss. This Under the Radar, you just gotta see.
Tonight at 9:30, Friday at 5 p.m., and Saturday night at 10:30.
Welcome back. With Wisconsin's COVID numbers rising, health officials have opened up a field hospital in the fairgrounds near Milwaukee. Wisconsin is now the 3rd per capita in nation, and health experts have credited it to the reopening of schools. Out of the 11,000 plus hospital beds, only 16% were available as of last Tuesday afternoon. Andrea Palm, State Department of Health Secretary, says the new facility will open October 14th. And even the Green Bay Packers are taking the situation seriously, claiming there will be no fans in their ballpark until situations improve. And the follow to the state Supreme Court decision to strike down the governor's executive orders continues. Governor Whitmer says state lawmakers have a lot to do and need to act fast. Sam Neff asked the governor directly yesterday to clear up the confusion on what COVID-19 orders are in place. Reporting from Kalamazoo, Sam Neff has your latest.
On Friday, the Michigan Supreme Court voted 4-3 to invalidate executive orders issued by Governor Gretchen Whitmer, designed to slow the spread of COVID-19. Then, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services issued epidemic orders, which Whitmer says are very similar to what was in place.
There's not a lot of difference, to be honest. So we have a statewide mask mandate. We have limitations on groups that can come together indoors and outdoors. And these are just based on the best science and best practices so we can keep people safe.
The governor campaigned for Jim Hodsma in Battle Creek and Christine Morse in Kalamazoo. She encouraged voters to vote for Democratic representatives to give her administration better cooperation with the legislature. In response to Whitmer's campaign events, State House Speaker Lee Chatfield tweeted, in part, "The governor has refused to work with us. Now she's claiming we're not in town while she's working. The hypocrisy is astounding." I asked Whitmer about working together with the House she currently has.
For 6 months, the legislature could have passed measures to protect unemployment, and they didn't do it. And now they're scheduled to take a month-long break, essentially, with a few days on the calendar. I went to work immediately as the crisis was unfolding in Michigan to make it easier for people to get unemployment and to qualify for it and to qualify for a longer period of time. So what I did in executive order needs to be codified.
The government of Israel has extended the ban on public protests for at least another week, as the country sees mass unrest against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The Israeli government claims that the reasoning behind the ban is to battle the coronavirus in a country where cases are on the rise. Critics of the government say the ban is a simple way to silence the unrest of the citizens and put a muzzle on the voices of the people. With both presidential candidates in their 70s, last night's vice presidential debate took on greater significance. Though both Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris avoided talking about the line of succession. Meanwhile, the coronavirus was on full display throughout the night. CBS's Dania Bacchus has more from the Salt Lake City, including the odd incident that may have stolen the show.
The coronavirus pandemic was center stage last night, with plexiglass dividing Vice President Mike Pence and California Senator Kamala Harris.
The American people have witnessed what is the greatest failure of any presidential administration in the history of our country.
From the very first day, President Donald Trump has put the health of America first.
At their only debate, the candidates sparred over health care and the Trump administration's efforts to dismantle the Affordable Care Act.
If you have a pre-existing condition, heart disease, diabetes, breast cancer, they're coming for you.
Obamacare was a disaster. The American people remember it well.
Last night's debate was more cordial than the presidential one between President Trump and Joe Biden, though there was still plenty of jostling between the two candidates and the moderator.
Let me also say, the American people deserve, Susan, the American people deserve to know who repealed the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
The most viral moment came when a fly landed on Pence's head and stayed there for 2 minutes as he discussed race in America.
Look, we don't have to choose between supporting law enforcement, improving public safety, and supporting our African-American neighbors.
Harris is the first woman of color to appear on a major party presidential ticket.
Joe Biden will be a president who brings our country together,
Senator Harris,
and recognizes the beauty in our diversity.
The second presidential debate is scheduled for 1 week from today. Dania Bacchus, CBS News, Salt Lake City.
After this break, Adam Diaz will have the weather, and Max Stevens will have the sports. Stay tuned.
The statistics on the prevalence of anxiety disorders are truly staggering. We estimate that 1 in 3 individuals will have an anxiety disorder before they even reach adulthood.
Monday night at 11:30.
And welcome back to Public Eye News Weather. I'm Adam Diaz, your weatherman today, and behind me is a nice and sunny NMU campus. And keeping the spirits high for the Wildcats. Taking a look into our current conditions, we're going to see some clouds rolling in and becoming partly cloudy. The temperature at 55 degrees, winds north-northwest at 13 miles an hour, barometric pressure at 30.14 and rising. Taking a look at tonight, it will also be partly cloudy, the low of 14 degrees, or if not 14, 44 degrees, winds south at 11 miles an hour. And taking a look into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing some showers of rain at a high of 72, winds south-southwest at 20 miles an hour. So get ready for some high wind gusts. And moving right across the UP, starting at Sault Ste. Marie, partly cloudy at 52 degrees, Manistee at 56 and partly cloudy, sunny inside of Escanaba, Menominee, Iron Mountain, and Ironwood. Escanaba starting at 58, Menominee at 57, Iron Mountain at 56, going over to Ironwood at 55, Houghton at 54, and beautiful Marquette at 55 and partly cloudy. Taking a look into your week ahead, we're going to see Saturday, the high of 52, the low of 40 and cloudy. Sunday, the high of 58, the low of 51 and partly cloudy. Monday, the high of 59, the low of 45 and some showers. And now sending over to Max Stevens with your sports.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks to some closely contested MLB playoff games yesterday, we'll get to see 4 potential elimination games today. On the National League side of the playoffs, the Atlanta Braves notched a 2-0 win over the Miami Marlins yesterday to take a 2-0 series lead. Game 3 of that series is already underway, and it's all Atlanta so far. In the bottom of the 5th, the Braves are up 7-0. The LA Dodgers staved off a late rally from the San Diego Padres last night and won 6-5 to take a 2-0 series lead. They'll have the chance to advance to the NLCS tonight with first pitch at 9:08 p.m. here on the East Coast. On the AL side, the Oakland Athletics fought off the Houston Astros and earned a 9-7 win yesterday to stave off elimination and cut their series deficit to 2-1. Game 4 of that series is currently underway, and Oakland's out to the early lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Finally, last night, the Tampa Bay Rays took a 2-1 series lead over the New York Yankees with an 8-4 win. Tampa Bay gets the opportunity to advance to the ALCS tonight at 7:10. And speaking of closeout games, the LA Lakers tonight have the chance to close out the Miami Heat in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Lakers earned this opportunity after rebounding from a Game 3 loss with a 102-96 win in Tuesday's Game 4. In tribute to late Lakers legend Kobe Bryant, the team will be wearing their special Black Mamba uniforms as they attempt to win the franchise's 18th NBA championship and the first since 2010, when they were led by Bryant. Although Miami was given a boost with the return of Bam Adebayo from injury in Game 4, and he will be active for Game 5, the Heat are still likely to be without Goran Dragic, who suffered a foot injury back in Game 1. Dragic was last seen trying to warm up for a return in Game 4, but was dealing with a great deal of pain and was unable to play. Tip-off for Game 5 is set for tonight at 9 o'clock. Week 5 of the NFL's regular season kicks off tonight with a Thursday night football matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears. Both teams enter the contest with 3-1 records. Tampa Bay has won 3 straight games after dropping their Week 1 contest against the Saints, while the Bears, on the other hand, won their first 3 games of the season and are coming off a loss to the Colts on Sunday. The Bears are still making some adjustments offensively after benching Mitch Trubisky in favor of Nick Foles during the Bears' Week 3 game against the Falcons. Foles is fresh off a performance against Indianapolis, where he threw for 249 yards with a touchdown and 1 interception. The Buccaneers, conversely, have really come into their rhythm offensively, as Tom Brady's coming off a 369-yard and 5-touchdown performance against the Chargers. Kickoff for tonight's game is at 8:20. Now, Nate, you're the resident Bears fan in the house. You like their chances tonight?
I think they're going to do pretty well, and with Nick Foles starting tonight, I think they got a better shot than with Trubisky.
So Foles is your quarterback of choice of that?
I would take him over Trubisky any day right now.
With that, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so very much for joining us on this edition of Public Eye News. We'll see you all tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.